Hi, my name is Jody Epstein. I'm chairman this year with my children. I'm thrilled to be here and thank you all so much for being here with us and for all the donations and for caring so much. It's very fitting tonight would be the 19th of May when we have our big event. 14 years ago was my husband David's funeral on the 19th. So it's ironic but very fitting that that we do this and that it is on the day it's on. In his memory and his honor and his great spirit of life, I know he would love that you're here, and we love that you're all here. Thank you so much for coming.
Taylor. I am 7 years old. I had AML leukemia. At treatment, I went through 4 rounds of chemo and super chemo and transplant. The worst parts were that I had to get nose spray and lots of medicines and shots. When I got better, I got to go to Disney World. Hi, my name is Jack. I have leukemia. I was diagnosed in June 2010. What I do when I get treatment is they access my port and give me some medicine. What a port is this big round thing with 3 little dots. It's where they put the needle to give the medicine. Sometimes when other kids get a little cold, it's not such a big deal. But when I get a cold, it's a pretty big deal because we have to go to the hospital sometimes. Thank you, everybody, for supporting.
Every day it amazes me at the amount of people that have had somebody in their family, their friends, their close circles that have been touched by some form of blood cancer. I want to touch as many lives as I can and raise money and hopefully help fund future research and make cancer patients that have to deal with this less of a struggle for them and just an easier time with such a life challenge. I was a college basketball player, and when I learned that another player at a different school who happened to be a friend was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, it was like, wow, this truly can hit anybody.
My connection to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is mainly through Susan Bradley. She's a good friend of mine, and she had joined in the campaign 2 years ago, and her efforts were dedicated to my husband who had died. He had multiple myeloma. That was the basic symptom that he had. He had other complications, but we discovered towards the end of his life that that was really what was causing most of his problems. It was really hard when he was diagnosed, and I realized that there wasn't anything we could do. But my understanding is that with all the research that's been done on behalf of leukemia and lymphoma, things have changed dramatically since just in 20 years or so of what medical doctors and their teams are able to do in terms of working with patients.
Two years ago, my mom was diagnosed with leukemia. When I first heard the news, I was devastated. My mom has always been very active and always made very healthy choices, so I never thought her life would be affected by blood cancer. It just shows that this disease does not discriminate, it can affect anyone, and that's why it's so important to find a cure. After my mom was diagnosed with leukemia, she remained very upbeat and determined, and she's doing very well. This is by far one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. I think when you look back on your life, a lot of the moments that stand out are the moments when you're helping other people, and I'm so glad I've been given the opportunity to make a difference.
I think the biggest reason why I'm running is really twofold. Number one, my mom, who died of cancer, not blood cancer, but to me cancer is cancer, and it's something that we need to do whatever we can to try and take care of. When you see people in tough economic times, when you see people struggling that are still willing to open up their wallets, their hearts to give, to donate, to try and make a difference, and I think that is just so impactful. I think my goal in being a candidate for this isn't anything to do with winning a title or winning, but more importantly to try and raise as much funds as I possibly can. But equally as important to create awareness to what LLS is, and I'm trying to do my part in a small way, and thanks to all those thousands and thousands of others doing this across the country.
When I found out that leukemia is the #1 cancer for children under the age of 20, that's what made me want to take on this campaign and really encouraged me to do this. This campaign has affected me immensely. It's been the most amazing experience I've had thus far. It's neat to have an excuse to do something good every day and to really feel like I have a mission on a daily basis to spread the word about blood cancers and to feel like I'm making a difference in the lives of children who are suffering from this disease. I was excited for this campaign and passionate about it before I had met Jack and Taylor, but then at the kickoff party, upon meeting them, it just went to a whole nother level. They talked about the good things that had come out of it and how so many people were kind to them. And I mean, if a 7-year-old can fight this, I can do whatever it takes to raise money for research.
My connection to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, actually Ross Kinney nominated me to run for Woman of the Year. And coming into this, I had no idea what it was about or what leukemia or lymphoma was about, or blood cancer in general. But I have met, Jack and Taylor. It's really opened my eyes and showed how important it is and how we need to get this out there. But I know that I really wanted to make a difference. And when I got in and met all the people with blood cancer and leukemia and lymphoma, I've never been so changed in my life. Just getting out there and being my age and bringing awareness and making a difference and raising money there's no other feeling like it.
My connection to the disease itself, I've had friends who've died of leukemia, children who've died of leukemia, and certainly a lot of people who've had cancer. It's such a worthwhile cause, and I certainly have had enough people or friends that had to deal with it. So I understood the importance of this campaign. My goal is to get enough money so that research could have free rein to find treatments for people with these diseases.
My personal connection to blood cancers is through my grandmother. My grandmother passed away in 1996. I also have one of my best friends of my whole life. She came down with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 20 years ago. This campaign running for Woman of the Year has been quite inspiring. Just the support that I'm getting it's kind of unbelievable, and I'm really in awe with the generosity and everything of so many people in my life and how they want to help out such a great cause.
In 2005, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I had 2 lumps in my body that I felt that I had never felt before, and they removed a lymph node out of my body. I was very inspired to run for Man of the Year, not to be the Man of the Year, But in order to raise money for those people that are living with blood cancers, one way or another, there will be a cure. One of my goals is to be the first person cured for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, so we'll see how that goes.
My connection to leukemia and lymphoma began about 30 years ago when a very special woman in my life was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 42. She lost her battle shortly after being diagnosed and left behind 3 teenage children. It was a very difficult time, and I think the thing I remember the most is there wasn't any hope. Blood cancers affect people at all ages. It is the #1 cancer for children. And it's, I believe, everyone's hope that children get to grow up and lead normal, productive lives. So that's part of why I am a part of this campaign, is to build that awareness and, of course, raise money. I'm also doing this with all the hope in the world for Taylor and people of all ages fighting this disease so they live a happy and productive life.
My immediate connection to blood cancers are that roughly a year and a half ago, my father was diagnosed with leukemia, and exactly a year before that, his mother, my grandmother, was diagnosed with lymphoma. My family took the news for either of their diagnoses very hard. If somebody hadn't agreed to do this 5 years ago or 10 years ago, the medication, the technology, the treatment that exists that both my father and grandmother have benefited from might not have existed, and they might not be here today. So my hope, my goal is that whatever we're all doing this year through this campaign will save lives in the future, that we can pay it forward.
Thanksgiving of 2008, after having a lymph node swollen on my groin for about 6 months and my mother finally convincing me to get a biopsy, I was diagnosed with follicular non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I think the hardest part for me was telling my family blood cancer should never define the person that is diagnosed with it. No other family should be hurt by the diagnosis of a blood cancer. Sorry.
I was asked to participate in the Man of the Year campaign, and I'm very proud. Leukemia lymphoma is something that happens to other people, not to me and not to mine and not to my son, but of course it does. My own boy, when he was just shy of his 4th birthday. So leukemia lymphoma has struck me closely. James fought for 5 years. It's organizations like LLS that literally more than doubled my son's lifespan. It's odd when the tears come. They come when you're driving down the highway. They come when you smell something or when you see a movie. I think we're winners. James was a winner.